I got into rock climbing in 2016, but I was afraid of heights growing up. Back in elementary school, I remember climbing the monkey bars, and my best friend at the time decided it would be funny to wrap his arms around my legs, right? And I was scared. I was so scared. I was yelling at him, and when he finally let go, we were on the ground. I was still yelling at him, livid, wondering why he thought it was funny when I clearly didn't, right? He, him laughing at me hit a nerve or something because I punched him in the face. Um, if there is a Moses out there watching who happened to grew up in San Francisco and went to the elementary school, the intercity elementary school, I am sorry. Um, 2015 and comes along, I graduate film school, and I knew I needed to work on myself with art, with film, with anything really, right? Collaboration, communication. I was lacking that, so I headed to the Pacific Northwest in my little SUV with the solar panel on top, and I made my way out to Oregon and found myself on a farm in an intentional community, surrounding myself with strangers doing just that, growing, learning, being out in nature. But also, I climbed this pine tree they had on the farm, on the property, this pretty tall pine tree, this old growth, and was climbing it without shoes and realized I had done more than just work on myself or continue to work on myself and grow, but also I had gotten over my fear of heights. The next year, after leaving the farm, 2016, March, still wanting to be in nature, I made my way to Colorado. Here I am in Rocky Mountain National Park now, with snow all over the ground, getting lost, not knowing my left from right. There's trail markers that are covered, but I run into two people on the side of a crag, and I was just amazed. I was in awe and just remember that that was the spark that maybe got me into rock climbing. I saw them and I was just like, wow, I want that in my life. I want to be totally immersed in nature doing what they're doing. Fast forward now to August 2016. I am now training for a half marathon, and the way I run isn't quite the best form. I just put headphones on. I'm drowning myself out with music. I'm just stomping, and it's like horrible for my knees. So I'm training for this half marathon, and I remember there was this local like bouldering gym, and they had a deal. So I joined because I knew I needed to do yoga and strength train because of this marathon or half marathon I'm running. I get outdoors once on ropes, and it knew it immediately. I had to switch gyms. But before I switched gyms, I did finish the half marathon, and in, I knew I was like, I'm gonna retire from running now. Climbing was gonna be my jam. So 2017, I joined Mesa Rim, San Diego, Mission Valley. Shout out to them; they will always be my home gym. And I get top rope relay certified in March. Still not having any friends. I'm like pushing myself. Like I gotta get on ropes. I gotta make some friends. How do I get on ropes? Um, I get lucky. I meet my main climbing partner. He's out there in San Diego still, but we both had a history. He grew up in Houston. I went to college in Houston, so we just connected like Houston boys, the Texas boys, um, and we just climbed and we kept climbing. And I got lead certified that year, 2017, at the end of July. And again, we just went ham. I We got lucky. Both of us had pretty similar loose schedules, so we would hit up each other randomly and be like, "Hey, dude, you free to climb? Do you meet me up at the gym? Heck yeah, dude. See ya." So like all the time, climbing 5 days a week, almost something like that, something crazy. And but the thing is, like, we didn't even train. We just were consistently climbing, and the next thing you know, like we're hitting 12s, hitting 13s indoors. And the next thing you know, I'm out in Mount Charleston, Nevada, right outside of Vegas, red pointing my first 12A audio file, the route. And next thing I know, like I'm on sighting my first 12A out in Maple Canyon. And then I'm chasing a 13A out in Ten Sleep. My climbing journey has taken me like to Canada. I've climbed in Mexico. I've lived in 3 states now. But again, the one consistent thing since I've gotten to climbing is climbing. 2016 till now, the main thing in my life has been climbing. It's my inspiration, my motivation. It's more than a lifestyle to me, and there's so much more I want to share, and that's gonna be like maybe part two, part three of this short series. I don't know what this is gonna be, but like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like it, leave a comment. What you didn't like? Down, like, down vote, or is it thumbs down? Thumbs up. Join me because I have a lot more to share. See you next time.